I want to talk about reprints. I feel like recently there's been a surge of people getting mad at Pokemon that they're not reprinting things, that they're not printing enough of things. And I want to talk about my opinions about reprints and how I feel like they can be good and they can also be bad. And I guess I want to first just talk about where this whole surge of people came that want like reprints now. Because in the beginning of Scarlet and Violet, reprints and things weren't even really talked about because everything was super cheap. Like Paldea Evolved in the beginning, you could easily get for $90. And it's the same thing with 151, surprisingly enough. If you were here in the beginning of 151 when it just came out, you probably know that it was very easy to get these normal Elite Trainer boxes for $45. It was very easy because I was here in the beginning of 151. I was able to get the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, and there was still a lot of popularity with 151 when it was released. However, normal products were still readily available. Elite Trainer boxes were not expensive, they were normal priced. And now we see some products recently that have gotten very expensive. We see 151 Elite Trainer boxes now at $100, and just recently, now we have Surging Sparks, which is over $200. And this set is not even 2 weeks old. So I feel like these are really the two sets that people are angry about that Pokemon isn't printing enough of, or Pokemon isn't reprinting anything. And I guess this is what I want to say to people that are angry that Pokemon is not reprinting all these things. It's like, first of all, if you had the chance, if you were here in Pokemon when these sets were originally released, why did you not buy earlier on? Why did you wait until now? It's like a psychological thing. When things are cheap, nobody wants them. But when things are more expensive, everyone wants them. There's a lot of people that say you should just buy a little bit of every set just in case, there's a set like Surging Sparks where, things get super expensive. But, that's a strategy I've talked about before. Some people do it, some people don't. But if you're one of those people that maybe pick and choose sets, like I honestly do that sort of thing where I don't buy every single set. But if you're going to get, I guess angry or whatever about some sets getting super expensive and you're now, want them to reprint everything, it's like that strategy honestly there's a reason why a lot of people do it. It's for that exact reason so that, you can get some products that get this expensive and you won't get angry that you missed out. So for you guys out there that maybe are one of those people that want everything to get reprinted, that's a strategy you should probably maybe look into, because definitely then doing that strategy, you won't get upset when there are sets like Surging Sparks or 151 where they get super expensive. Because other than that, it's like you had the chance to get it while it was cheap, but you didn't do it. So if you're now at the point where things are expensive and you still want them, it's like you're just going to have to pay the price. And there's really no reason to really complain and get mad at Pokemon for not reprinting everything to the ground now that they just got expensive. So that's kind of my whole, I guess, take on people getting mad at Pokemon for not reprinting everything and just people that want everything to get reprinted into the ground. So now I just want to talk about how reprints can be bad. So Crown Zenith, in my opinion, is a perfect example of a very good set that got heavily affected by reprints. So Crown Zenith, this set is about 2 years old now. I think it's getting there. And this Elite Trainer box it never really had a chance to grow because this Elite Trainer box and just Crown Zenith products in general got reprinted and got printed just so much. Right now, these Elite Trainer boxes are about $60. It just went up. Like, these were like $50 for the longest time because they were just available everywhere. But right now, it just recently went up, so I'm kind of surprised. But this is almost 2 years old, and I really feel like Crown Zenith is one of those Elite Trainer boxes, or one of those sets that is super just not talked about and undervalued because it just got reprinted so much where people got tired of it. And that's just something that people don't understand. Is like when Pokemon reprints things like Crown Zenith so much into the ground, people just stop talking about it because there's no value, there's nothing there. It's like when things are popular and expensive, everyone wants them, but when they reprint things into the ground, no one wants them. A perfect example of that is like Chilling Reign, Fusion Strike. Those got kind of expensive, and then they got a huge reprint, and no one wanted it anymore. So it's like this is kind of an example I like to give where reprints can be kind of, hurtful towards products, because Crown Zenith was super super popular, but now no one cares about it because it's not expensive like 151. Because I really feel like Crown Zenith is underpriced. I feel like it should be more expensive, but there's just been so much products out there that has been, pushed out, like tins. Elite Trainer boxes got reprinted so much. The Sam's Club, collection boxes, there's so much product. Booster bundles, so much Crown Zenith product out there in the market that these have really taken a hit from it. And you can see here on price charting, they give you the prices like throughout the whole history of the product. You can see here this is about 2 years ago when this product was released. And you can see this Elite Trainer box really never broke $60, like just right here. But other than that, it has really done nothing but just kind of be flat. Even you can see here, it was in the 30s because it got reprinted so much. But you can just see it was never really able to grow a lot, like 151. And you can see that. Like, look at this. Crown Zenith is an amazing set, but just no one cares really anymore because, like, it's just cheap. Like, no one wants things when they're cheap. And you can see here, if you look at the artworks of these cards, like, just no one even, I feel like just, it's just cheap and no one talks about it anymore. But I remember when the set just first came out, this is like the best thing ever. But now all of a sudden, no one wants it because it's cheap. And this is just like a perfect example I like to give of a set that just, was printed way too much. I feel like Pokemon really should have let it rest a little bit. And now it's been affected because it's super cheap now, and it's still cheap because they just have so much product. But I guess now I want to kind of show you the good side of where, why I think a lot of people are like do push for reprints. It's because the reprints are kind of like free money in a way. And I'll explain what I mean with this example here with Lost Origin. So Lost Origin, on the first like wave of booster boxes, whatever, they got all the way up to I think $180, something like that. And then they did a decent reprint. And these went all the way down to like 120s, high 110s. And we knew the strength of Lost Origin because of the trainer gallery, especially the Giratina, also the Aerodactyl, but mainly the Giratina. We saw just the amount of just popularity with this set. So when it went all the way to 180 and they did a reprint and it went all the way down to 120, that's like where I say it's like free money, because you know how popular and how fast the set went up in value. So you now have that opportunity because they pushed out more supply into the market. You now have that free play where you can just buy and pretty much know that it's going to go back up, because if it can go that high, and that quickly, that eventually it's going to get back there. And Lost Origin is one of those sets that rebounded very quickly. You can see here, these were reprinted just around a year ago, and you can see they did drop, like I said, to around like 120, and you can see it's gone up a lot since then. It's gone up $100 since a year ago, since the reprint. So this is like a perfect example of where reprints, I guess, could be good, because you can get that chance to get a free play and get money, which is why I think a lot of people are calling and getting mad that Pokemon isn't reprinting some of these really good sets, is because it's literally like a free play where it's going to perform well because it just has. So when you have the chance, you can just buy back in. But I showed you with Crown Zenith, there are some times where they printed way too much, and now it's really affected the value. And at the time, Silver Tempest was also reprinted, but these actually got hurt a little bit more. Silver Tempest, they went all the way down into the low 100s. I bought some on the reprint just to let you know. And you can see like they have gone up now to, I guess, 165. This is about where it was before it got reprinted. But these are still available on the Pokemon Center website for $143. And it's now been a year since they reprinted this. Just think about that. A Sword and Shield set like Silver Tempest, and arguably, like, I really don't think Silver Tempest is a bad set at all. It has the Lugia and the Rayquaza in the trainer gallery, so I really think this is a pretty good set. Yes, it doesn't have the, like a huge amount of cards that are expensive, but just those two cards alone, like, I think this is a pretty good set. And the fact that it's been available on the Pokemon Center website for now, like a year, to me is absolutely insane. But I think a big reason why they're still available is just because you can only buy in quantities of 4, you can't buy in case quantities of 6. So I think that has really affected why Silver Tempest really hasn't grown. It's just because they've been available on the Pokemon Center website. So I just think that people or this box really just isn't growing because people who are buying Silver Tempest just see that they're available on the Pokemon Center website. So they're probably not going to pay this market price here, or just people are just going to buy straight from Pokemon Center to save money because it's like $20 cheaper. So I just want to give you guys today my opinions on reprints. They can be good. Like, it's a free play. especially on these products you know that have performed really strongly. It's free money basically, but it can also be really bad, like Crown Zenith, where it's a really good set, but they just printed so much of the products that it's like not people don't care about it anymore because it just there's so much supply. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about reprinting because just so many people recently, especially with Surging Sparks, just talk about reprints. Just know it can be good if they do it right, but it can also be really bad if they print too much. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.